Hey, you wild ghouls, werewolves, goblins, and vampires. It's Logan Voorhees and Cinephellas crew back for the first ever Halloween podcast, episode 92, and things are about to get spooky. How you boys doing tonight?
Excellent.
I'm good.
Oh, Sydney.
It's Ghostface. I'm looking forward to your performance in Scream 5. It's even scarier.
It's scarier than the real thing.
All right. Well, it's October. We're almost to Halloween. How has your guys' month been so far? Been watching a lot of horror flicks?
I haven't really been watching too much. Just watching random shows.
I've been sneaking in, like I said, Dead Sushi. I watched that. That was terrible in a whole bunch of ways. Although anytime you can watch a piece of sushi eat someone and literally devour the face, it's a good time either way. So I kind of, that one was fun.
Yeah, I saw Maniac recently today, and I watched a short film. Jesus, I should take this thing off. I can't talk. Anyway. Excuse me. Anyways, I saw that, and I saw this short film called Mr. Tricker's Treat. I don't know if any of you guys know that one.
No.
Heard that one.
Yeah, it's about this guy who puts up, like, decorations every year, and his decorations look so real, like, because they are real. He's, like, using dead people as, like, props and all of that.
Oh, shit. Cool. That sounds crazy.
But Maniac, that's the one with Elijah Wood?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, that movie's so good.
Yeah, same here. I was about to say that. It's way better than the original. There we go.
Another great, I don't know if it's a horror movie, but Funny Games is seriously one of my favorite movies.
Oh, which one? The one with the guy from, what's his name?
Timothy, I was going to say Dalton. It's not Dalton. But, yeah, they have the one with Naomi Watts and then the one with, I like either one, but the one with Naomi Watts also had Michael Pitt and stuff like that. Either one, like both of, it was an awesome movie. I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but it's Criterion got the newer or the older version, but it is the most passive aggressive murder movie you'll ever watch. Like, it's just fantastic.
It reminds me of Knocked Up, but not Knocked Up. That's a different movie.
I was going to say, we got two rags on that one.
The one with Keanu Reeves, Knock Knock, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just better.
Yeah, I didn't like Knock Knock at all. It's one of the few one of the few Kevin Reeves movies. One of the few Keanu Reeves movies I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I don't like that movie either. I found the girls to be annoying. Did anyone see Adam Sandler's Netflix Halloween movie?
I was actually just
yeah, I watched that last night. I watched it last night. It was awesome.
To be honest, I actually like it.
I liked it a lot.
I've watched that movie 5 times so far in a week. The boys love it. At first, I wasn't going to give it a try, and then I'll be honest, like, the running gags kept me going throughout the entire time. Every time people are throwing stuff at him on the bike, it progresses.
I laughed out loud so many times watching that.
And I'm like, he's scared of the decorations that he put up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really understood. Is he like special needs or something?
I think he's just from Boston.
Character.
He felt like he was like a bunch of his old characters in one.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if he was like supposed to be kind of slow or something, or just that's how he is.
But we have to appreciate the fact that Ben Stiller reprised his role. Happy.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
Oh, wait.
Cool.
Oh, shit, you didn't see it.
I didn't see it. That's awesome, though.
I don't want to spoil it for you, Kevin, but it's like the Adam Sandler cinematic universe is now in effect.
There's a lot of nods to his older movies. A lot of characters that we know are in this one, and it's really, really good.
Even his last name, his mother's last name, Dubois or something like that.
Yeah. Dubois. Hubie Dubois.
His real daughter was in the movie too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
She's one of the teenage girls that his love interest, how she adopted all the girls. There's a girl that looks just like Adam Sandler. It's his daughter.
I didn't even notice that. Huh. I
My
liked
wife
how
caught it at first, and then I couldn't stop seeing it. At least
Yeah,
I hope it's her. If not, that
I
girl
thought
looks
it was.
great.
Yeah, I did. I looked it up on IMDb. It's her. It's his daughter.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, that's definitely his kid.
I love the chemistry between the actress from Happy Gilmore.
was
I don't
just
know her
asking
name.
Joey
Julie
Bowen.
Julie Bowen.
Yeah, I was gonna say from Modern Family as well.
Yeah, they were great. I want them to do more movies or TV shows together. That'd be awesome. They have really good chemistry.
Yeah, I agree.
And I want Kevin James to be in a movie in that character. I don't know why.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, dude, just everything about him. I was like, I need a TV show and a movie just off of this character.
Right. That's
I
funny
it's
when
funny
it showed
how,
his
like-
high school picture.
Yeah, it was really bad Photoshop.
Yeah. I think it's funny, like, no matter what Adam Sandler does, Kevin James is, like, right behind him to do the same thing. Like, if Adam Sandler does a serious movie, Kevin James does a serious movie. If he does, like, a silly comedy, he's always in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
he'll
almost like
always find a spot for his buddies in his movies, man.
I love that. How they're always like showing up in different roles, all his friends, Buscemi, everybody
I
else.
was looking for the guys from Grandma's Boy. Were either of those guys in it?
I
don't think so.
I don't
right?
think they've done a movie with him in a while.
That's what I thought. Yeah. it's
Dante
been a-
and the other guy with the eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't see
okay.
him.
I kind of want they need to release Grandma's Boy on Blu-ray. Like,
Yeah. I know,
I
right?
love that movie.
That's a great movie. Yeah. It's
One of my
hilarious.
favorite.
I just picture, like, Kevin James is, like, right behind Adam Sandler, licking his footsteps, and he's like, did I do good, Adam? Like, you know.
Yes. No, his,
Right.
Yeah, can I get paid?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's got to be kind of cool to be able to just like go and make a movie with your friends the whole time. Although I was waiting for David Spade. I'll be honest, I was waiting for David Spade the entire movie.
I was hoping.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe he wasn't in it.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be the guy that escaped at first because it just showed him walking. I was like, damn, I hope that's, you know, it's
Yeah, but it was
big. Schneider.
somebody else. Yeah, Schneider.
Well,
Well,
he
I
did
don't
The Wrong Missy. I don't know if they were filming that at the same time.
Possibly.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah, it's probably what happened.
People have been telling me to watch that movie.
She's the only good part of that movie.
Is she?
Yeah, she's fun, but the movie sucks.
That and what was the one with Adam Sandler and Jen Aniston, the murder mystery or whatever?
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch.
Yeah,
I only,
never watched it.
I only watched The Wrong Missy and the Wild West one when he's a cowboy.
Oh, the terrible.
Oh, so
Some
bad.
Terrible 8 or something?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Terrible 12.
What is it called again? The Ridiculous Six?
Yes, the ridiculous
Yeah.
six.
There you go. Knew there was a number in there.
6, 12, who knows?
Yeah, and I liked the O'Doyles.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Sorry, Kevin, really fucking spoiling everything for you.
It's not like a high concept Christopher
yeah,
Nolan.
yeah.
Yeah,
As
it's
soon as I said Schneider, I was like, oh shit, that kind of.
yeah, you just ruined it. But yeah, I was actually really
A spoiler.
yeah, overall, I was just really surprised how much I liked it. I went in with low expectations and had a fun time, laughed a lot. The whole atmosphere is awesome in Salem. Totally Halloween, you know, you think of Salem, Massachusetts. So I liked how they filmed it there. It had like a hocus pocus kind of vibe to it.
It's actually Halloweeny. Sorry, Henry.
Damn it, I didn't trademark it, so I can't get mad. From last week.
And
From the last
I'm glad
podcast.
you mentioned, Logan, I'm glad you mentioned that it was in Salem because they didn't do like the stereotypical, like, oh, there's witches here, which I thought they were going to do. But no, it kind of stayed away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated because we've seen it over and over.
So you know where they where Hubie and the girl Julie Bowen where they're talking and he's like, oh, that's my great grandma, and there is all those figures are, it looks like the recreation of the Salem witch trials. That's actually, I was in that place when I was a kid, and they actually made someone, like, because they're animatronics, they like made one hang and you saw the feet drop. I was a kid, I lost my mind. It's like, oh, I got to know, history, and I need therapy. I mean, my parents won awards. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that's what it was. Because I've been racking my brain for years trying to remember what it looked like. And then when that happened, I almost jumped off the couch like, oh, that's where I had it.
Flashback.
Oh, yeah, big time. But no, I actually laughed way, a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought I was like, the boys were like, oh, let's watch this. All right, fine, whatever. I put it on. My wife was done after 5 minutes. She was just pretty much was like, nope.
Too stupid.
Me and my boys were laughing and I was like, all right, that's pretty good. And then it was on the next day and then the next day. And I was like, all right, we're just doing stuff. And all of a sudden I'm hearing, Adam Sandler in that voice, like, all right, yep, I'm going to stay out of the living room right now.
The kid that dressed like, I can't think of his name. Freddie Mercury. I liked him. He was pretty funny. Like a good smart ass kid.
Yeah. The teeth and everything.
Yeah. Fake false teeth.
And he was on a show with the kid from Grown Ups, the one who passed away. That guy was on a show with him for years, so I didn't know if that was a nod. The kid's funny, but I didn't know if Adam Sandler went to one of the kid's friends and hey, I want to put you in this. You know what I mean? Because at the end, after all the credits, there was that big goodbye from Sandler on it. Although that had to be classy as anything, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The kid died.
Yeah. Good way to memorialize it.
Yeah, and it's definitely a role he would have put that kid in.
Yeah.
He seems like a good dude, Sandler.
Yeah, he's down to earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on a podcast I listened to. I listened to the interview the other day with Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean Hayes from, I think he was on Will and Grace. Those three guys have a podcast, and one of them invites the guest, and the other two don't know who it is. That's the theme of the show. So it's the three of them just interviewing the guest, whoever brings them, and the other two don't know who it is. So it's kind of on the spot. So yeah, they all talked to Adam Sandler. He was talking about, all his movies, all the behind the scenes stuff. It was pretty interesting just to hear from him. And yeah, he's a guy that hasn't really changed, with as much money he's made. He could have went way Hollywood and, tried to make all those special Academy Award winning films, but he's like, fuck it. He's like, they don't want to nominate me. I'm going to keep making these films that are fun to make. And with my friends, who cares if they're, good or, good to some people's eyes, Academy Award season and all that.
The Last Missy, it took place in a tropical island that they stayed on in the movie. You want to work on a Sandler movie because, when you're not filming, you're chilling on a tropical island with beaches and everything.
Yeah.
I was also kind of waiting for a Terry Crews appearance too, because Terry Crews really started picking up his cameo game in Adam Sandler movies after a while.
Yeah, he did.
The Longest Yard and Blended. He was all over those places.
Yeah, Blended. He was awesome in Blended.
I never saw Blended. Is it good?
It's worth it.
It's the better of the Adam Sandler movies, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's another Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler movie. Although, yeah, I was talking to people and we were talking about movies we wish that were on DVD or, Blu-ray. And I said 8 Crazy Nights. I don't know how that's not out on Blu-ray yet. I have the DVD set still, but I was like, man, I'm surprised no one has demanded this on Blu-ray. Maybe I just like really shitty movies and none of them deserve to be on Blu-ray.
I think 8 Crazy Nights, I saw it on Blu-ray, but you had to get it through Amazon.
That's probably.
You have to burn it. I think it's one of those burn on demand things. Yeah.
I love 8 Crazy Nights. That's a classic.
I like that too.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's pretty good.
Oh, dude, it's really good. I even have the soundtrack.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, dude, those songs made me laugh way too hard.
You have it on vinyl?
No, God, no. It was just a CD. Didn't put the movie on.
$30 for it for a vinyl.
They haven't put it on Blu-ray. No one's wasting money on a vinyl for the soundtrack.
Off in like a beanie chair listening to the vinyl. Man, you don't hear Whitey like that on the CD. The vinyl.
My buddy and I used to walk up to each other all the time and go, "This is the happiest seizure I've ever had." You got no teeth in there, kitty.
Did everybody check out Bly Manor, Haunting of Bly Manor?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. What a huge fucking disappointment for me, at least.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Yeah.
it sucks, but
Charlotte Gugino talks a lot.
Yeah, she does. But she was good. I don't know. It just something felt off about it. I just couldn't get into any of the characters. It was really slow. Felt like a lot of filler. I think the best episodes were the last two, and there's like 9 episodes. The 7 I didn't really like. So I don't know. I was talking to my wife about it. I just didn't like it. I'd give it 2.5 out of 5.
I think Mike Flanagan actually didn't want to do it. I think Netflix was like, hey, the first one was kind of good, so we need another one. That's the only reason he did it.
And he's probably doing it because he wants to do the Gunslinger. That's his dream project.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine.
He threw his name on it. All the episodes were directed by other people. I don't even
And
know.
that's the first one, and that was it.
Yeah. I'm like, I could totally tell like it was not him directing. It was kind of all over the place.
It was. And that second to last episode should have been towards the beginning of the season to like lay the groundwork. Like,
Right.
I mean, I know they wanted some mystery, but they could have like thrown a little of that backstory in the beginning so I would know what's going on. Because it takes like
Yeah.
5 to even know what's going on, really.
Are you talking about the Kate Siegel episode?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that was the best episode. They should have
Yeah.
been the first one.
right.
Felt
Yeah.
out of place. It was like,
The main actress, Danny, anyone, she sounded weird. Her accent's weird in that show. Am I the only one who saw
I agree.
that?
yeah. I don't think she was
It
as
was
strong
off.
either. What is her
Yeah,
name?
like the British guys, right? Like their accents were.
No, she's from the United States. It takes place in Europe, but she's from the United States. But she has this like weird. I can't even explain. Like it's like a bad Brooklyn accent, kind of.
Yeah, because she's supposed to be from New York, I think.
Oh,
And she
she's
was
okay.
from New York, right? And then
Victoria Pedretti is the
Pedretti.
actress's name. Yeah.
yeah, she's like from New York, and then she moves to England to the Bly Manor to be the au pair, Danny or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the au pair.
I just don't think her character was written very well, and she wasn't strong enough to carry the show the second season. Just got bored of it really quick.
I liked Oliver Jackson Cohen was good. Like,
He's cool.
Yeah.
Is that
I
his
think
real
he was-
accent? That was a good accent.
I believe so. Yeah. I wanna
Yes.
say that's how he
He's-
normally is.
He's
Oh,
English.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, and then Mrs. Gross was good too. The character. And then Amelia Eve, Jamie, the other character. I thought she was good as like the girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that ends up with Danny. I mean, I thought she was good. I think the acting wasn't bad on any. I just thought it was like disjointed and they didn't get the flow of it right. I don't know, just felt off.
So it wasn't splendid.
No, I know. Why did they say that?
I wanted to punch both those kids. They're annoying the shit out of me.
Spectacularly
Oh,
splendid.
you haven't
Yeah.
watched it, right? Have you watched it now?
No.
So take a shot every time the girl says splendid. You'll be done in 20 minutes. So,
Yeah. But overall, just not good. Big disappointment. Big disappointment for me.
Yeah, another thing I found to be disappointing was Hulu's Monsterland. Did anyone watch that?
I was
Nah.
about to.
No.
why don't
You said it was bad, so I didn't end up watching it.
No, it's not that it's bad. Like, it's well directed, but to me, the writing is like, it's very, very cliche. And it's things we've seen a million times early. Like, I don't want to spoil episodes, but it's like things we've just seen so many times. And I just honestly thought it was kind of boring. That's all I could say right now without spoiling it.
That's a bummer. I was looking forward to it, especially seeing Jonathan Tucker on there. Whatever episode.
Yeah.
I would say the first 3 episodes they're okay, but then it just takes a huge hit at the bottom. Like, the last 3 episodes, I'm like, this shit is awful.
About sums up the year, right? Sums up 2020.
I finished Boys season 2. That was pretty good. That was pretty great.
Phenomenal.
No spoilers.
Yeah, it was
I've only
really
watched
good.
So what
No
happened
spoilers.
was
no spoilers.
No spoilers.
I'm just saying. I mean,
hey Bob, recreate that. Shit, I'm getting leg cramp. Sorry, Bob, recreate the end scene with Homelander up in the. Remember what he says?
mhm.
That was good. Yeah, I can't wait to see that in the new season. To like see what he's gonna do with that. Because like now, yeah, we won't talk anymore about
Yeah,
it. But
Logan, just you finished at least the
you
first
could tell
season,
me he's
right?
getting uncomfortable. He's like,
Yeah, I'm about to take off my headset.
nah, we won't get into any.
No, we're not
specifics.
going to get into it, but it was. I liked the first season a lot better, but I think that's because you got the character development and it was like an action movie. It was all pum, 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 pum. And the second season was more going more into the story, and then you get to find out more. You know what I mean? Like the second season was more story driven, whereas the first season it feels like it was more gore and action. We're going to keep you coming back for more, and then all right, now you're investing in these characters. Let's tell you a little bit about each more, and then.
Yeah.
But it works. And I swear to Christ, you guys hated that little girl saying splendid. Well, turn that son of a bitch sideways, because I loved every time Carl Urban says cunt. I want I want that as a ringtone just every freaking time. Like I wanted him new interactions. I'm like, oh, he's going to call her a cunt real fast. Oh, he's going to call him a like. I don't like catchphrases much, but that like every meme now, when someone wants to say it, they just put Carl Urban up, and you're like, yeah, I know.
He does say it a lot, but that's what's funny about it.
I just finished the first season of The Boys, and I think it's awesome.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And Jack Quaid put out a script on Twitter that says The Boys season 3 is coming.
Yeah, it got renewed really fast.
They're
Yeah.
filming it pretty soon.
Yeah, it got renewed
according to the
before season 2 started, right? It got renewed.
I don't know what it's going to be about. To me, like without spoilers, season 2 ended perfectly.
Oh no! So there's. I'm gonna put it. The Deep, like the fact that The Deep. I mean, obviously, Logan, you've seen the first season, so you know The Deep is insane. Right. And then in the second season, you get to see a different side of him. Apparently, he's always going to be like the B story. Like, he's always going to have this odd thing. And I was like, all right, I'm in. Like, just because what's his name? Chase Crawford or whatever. Like, he plays that role to a T. Just.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty good.
It's a good role for him.
You hate him in the first season just so much, and then in the first couple episodes you hate him, and then you're just like, oh god, no, wait, and just that continues. I love that show.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't wait for more. Apparently in season 3 we're gonna get a new character played by one of the guys on Supernatural.
Oh, Jensen
Ackles. Yeah, he's gonna play one of the character. I guess one of those characters along with Stormfront back in the day. I don't know exactly. I don't know the story too much, but it's supposedly the first episode is going to be all about his character.
I'm in. I'm in. Just because I'll watch anything on this. Like even Garth Ennis, the guy who wrote this the series, like the books and all that. He's like, I wish I would have thought of this. Like it's been so far away from the books that he's like, no, they're killing it.
Yeah.
For
the
sure.
showrunner knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think I only watched the first 3 episodes, so I got 7 left. Right, it's 10
the
episodes.
First season.
Second season.
Second.
Oh. No, there's only
episodes.
if you watch 3, there's only 8?
I think
There's only 7 or 8
total,
episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, it felt short as hell.
Okay, so I can knock it out pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Once you get, I think probably into the 4th or 5th episode, then it just like flies after that. Once you find out what everything's building towards.
Right on.
And in the comics too, with like men having like sex with asteroids and like men eating babies, and it gets like really wild.
yeah. Oh, there's even the 6th volume of the book. It's pretty much like in the nightclub scene in the first season. It's the 6th. Yeah, I believe it's the 6th arc was just called Herogasm, and it's all of them on their own like private island, and this like one superhero banging this other superhero, and the guy's like, "Oh, I think you're gay." He's like, "No, it's not gay. We're on an island," and like that just kind of kept the whole thing going on. It's probably the weirdest. I still read the series, but I mean, like there was the part where I was like, I don't know where the hell this one's going. But no, I haven't seen. People are telling me that I have to watch Lovecraft County or
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah,
Country.
that's good too.
I'm hearing that's fantastic as well.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
That's another
Yeah,
show I need to finish off too.
Yeah, I'm a few
I'm gonna binge
episodes
it.
behind.
There's only one episode left, and then I think the season is over.
Yeah, it's been renewed
Yeah.
for 2, right? I think we talked about that last time. Yeah, I believe it has been. Yeah, I'm gonna binge it for sure. I've heard good things.
And that actress,
I've heard it's got some trippy like episodes, some real like
It
crazy
does.
ones.
Like, I think we talked about it, like Armando and I. There's one
Yeah.
episode where it's like she's like in like different dimensions, and
Yeah,
it's like
pretty
a
much. Yeah.
Collins music video, and it just looks really futuristic and weird. It was really strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
is this going to be one of those like the movie Primer, where we're going to end up needing like a printout to let us know what dimension and what timeline we're in for this show?
For that one episode. I
Oh,
read.
okay.
Yeah, probably just for that one.
And then
Yeah,
they mix it with like Wonder Woman, and it gets really weird.
yeah, it got really crazy. It was like the Janelle Monáe directed or something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
And the head actress, that's Smollett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her brother really made a name out here in Chicago.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Are those two men still on the loose?
Sure. No,
They're out there.
It's a shame because like his sister's a great actress. Like she was in True Blood for a while. I mean, what she started in Full House. Like this poor girl has gone through the ringer. And
She was in she's a childhood actress too, right? She was.
yeah,
in
she was one of Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's friends. Oh, wisecracking friend.
Really?
Yeah, she was just a wisecracking. She was on a bunch of episodes towards the end of the series.
I have to look that up. I don't remember that. I don't
Yeah, I
remember
think-
her on it.
I think like all the because they had a show. I think after Full House, it was around the same time. Like all the Smollett
her
kids.
whole family.
Yeah, they had a show. I've never seen it, but I just know it existed.
I remember from Friday Night Lights a few years back.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
good. She was
What I'm
really good in
familiar
that.
with.
That's the only thing
Yeah,
I'm
I've seen
familiar
that
with.
show.
You need to watch it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Well, she-
I
she
finished
was-
it a few weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Did you?
Yeah, yeah, it ended really good.
I know.
I
It was like one
know.
of the better
Yeah, that was
endings.
a good end.
Yeah,
Five seasons. Really well
Yeah.
done.
yeah, really good.
So that and Yellowstone, I gotta watch.
Yes. You
Yeah.
betcha. Two really
Recommend
great
it.
shows. Especially since you like football, you should definitely watch Friday Night Lights.
Yeah,
About high school football.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
saw
was-
the movie when it came out.
The show's way better.
Is it? All right.
The book's
Yeah.
amazing too. You should read the book, Bob.
Yeah, that is a
I
good
have to
book.
give that one a whirl.
I taught that in one of my classes one year, and the kids loved it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's crazy. One section of the book is you find out the beginning of the year of football season. Each cheerleader is assigned to a player on the team, and basically anything that football player needs to go on a date, sex, to anything that cheerleader has to do it.
yeah, Rally
Yeah.
Girl.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
Get a geisha. Damn.
yeah. No, it's football's big up here in New York and probably in Chicago, but like down there, it's
Oh no, Texas, it's a religion.
Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah.
over here.
Down south, I'm sure it's even bigger.
like
Yeah.
everything shuts down. Like on Friday night, everything in the town shuts down.
It's like Varsity Blues. They did a little thing of that too.
Yeah,
West Canaan. West Canaan.
West Canaan.
Yeah, I wasn't into like football like when it started. I think it made me kind of like I got more in. I think once you get more into the characters, like, you get more invested like in the games too. I was
Yeah,
like,
they
oh
was-
my god, I got to see what's gonna happen. And like, I mean, that's usually what happens with those kind of things, those kind of shows.
You
Yeah,
get a
it's-
good movie and then you make a show. See, if that was the okay, but if that was the thing, I would have loved a TV show of Any Given Sunday. I would have watched the hell out of that show.
yeah, it's a good one.
It's one of my
That'd be a
favorite.
HBO show.
Just give me Lawrence Taylor all coked up, breaking his own hands and damn near paralyzing himself every other week on Oscars. Fine at him.
Speaking of which, everyone watching Fargo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really solid.
It's really good.
Damn good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Into it big time.
Fargo.
Fargo.
Fargo season 4.
Chris
haven't
Rock.
even started it.
3 and 4 were awesome.
I haven't started season 4. I texted Logan, I'm like, oh, it's coming on. And then, so
blank.
I have them on the box. I'm going to watch them. But no, yeah. Is the 4th season's pretty good?
So far,
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
It's slow, but you can see it's building up to something really big, especially Chris Rock, because he's kind of in the background now. But like, I hope he kind of develops. But I think Jason Schwartzman's really good in this season. Who else? Who's the redheaded chick?
Jesse Buckley.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, she's crazy. I don't know what's going on with her, but like I like her as a character so far.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
pie and she's
Yeah.
a little.
Mhm.
I just like that old school like crime noir like setting, and that.
See, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll
it's-
probably be
it's
better than that
done well.
3rd season. Not that the third season was bad, but that 3rd season, compared to the other ones, the 3rd season's kind of the.
It struggled.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one feels a lot like they mapped it out pretty well. It doesn't seem like it's going in a bunch of different places at once. Feels pretty conjoined and feels like it knows where it's going. I liked when they introduced the character in episode 3. The guy, I won't name him because Logan hasn't seen it yet, but it's pretty cool to see him show up.
Yeah.
See how he's dressed and his character, and see. And also Boardwalk Empire, that the other person that shows up that we see working along with them. That's kind of cool to see him back.
Yeah.
Try not to spoil it for you, Logan.
I'm looking forward to November so I can start binging all these.
Yeah, yours is a big Halloween month. You gotta only watch all the horror shit. You've been reviewing all of them, so
Yeah. Staying busy.
yeah, hell yeah,
Plenty more to come, boys. But 12 more.
getting closer.
Yep.
Getting closer to Halloween.
Sorry, the 18th.
There was
I'll
a flight.
watch.
I don't know where it was from or whatever, but it was a flight on Friday the 13th, and it was through. It was flight 666 going to Helsinki, and so it was HEL. So like all these things lined up, and the guy's like, "No, I'm good," and went on it, and everything was fine. I'm not superstitious, but even that would make me go like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." I mean, I don't fly anyway. That would ensure I'd never fly.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm
A
good.
little freaky.
Exactly. I need Sully flying this bitch. I need Denzel Washington. He looked like he did it all right in flight. Like
He was on drugs. Slowly was
Yeah.
on drugs.
that's why he did good.
They can balance each other out.
Exactly.
Oh, I watched Doctor Sleep on HBO.
Did
Oh,
you?
It was really
You
good.
like it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. No, at first I was like, I don't know what to expect because I heard a lot of good things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, maybe some people like are exaggerating, but no, it was I was really invested in it.
I loved
Good.
it.
I loved it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite
Yeah.
flicks.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan did it.
Yeah. I've never seen any of his stuff. I still need to watch like his other stuff.
But
But
Oculus and Hush.
yeah. I think
Hush is really good.
okay, I'll watch those two.
What was the one? Jared's game. Jared's game.
Gerald's Game.
Yeah.
Gerald's
Game.
Game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try
that's-
to watch that one too.
That's on Netflix with Carla Gugino. It's
I
really
never
good.
saw that. Was it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good adaptation.
It got weird at the end, which a lot of stuff I didn't expect, but check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I watched like The Shining. Like I don't watch it all the time. I know I watched it like years ago and I was really into it. So I like remembered enough about it. And like even like the callbacks didn't annoy me too much. Like it fit like right into the story. But it was like pretty crazy, like all the different like ways and all the different characters that like got like involved and stuff. It was like really good. I was like really into. I was like, I don't even know if this. I'm not even invested as just like a horror movie. I'm just like into it as like a story.
Yeah.
Like, I was really into the characters.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a shame because like the first Shining movie, I mean the cult classic, Or not even
Yeah.
cult classic. Like, that's just a classic in general. Like, it wasn't a good adaptation, but it still hit a lot of the right points. They did that one with Steven Weber that was a pretty good adaptation. It wasn't well funded or anything like that, but it was a really good adaptation. But no,
Right.
Dr. Sleep was so good. Like, just it's damn near flawless. The
Rebecca
head of the
Ferguson.
Gypsies. Who?
Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen her in much, or if I have, she didn't look anything like that. But I was like, man, she's just fantastic in everything right there.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar with her work, but
Yeah, she was really creepy.
She's gonna be in Dune.
No,
she could
there
be
you go.
good.
Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
She
was
was in
like,
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, but she was in Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought about that. Yeah.
you guys see her in Life, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Space movie? She was in that.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, she was in that. Yeah.
She was in The Greatest Showman too.
That's right, she was.
Yeah.
Haven't seen
But
that
she was
one
in
yet.
that The Greatest Showman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's some Swedish singer, the one that Hugh Jackman gets attracted to. Yeah.
Oh, but she's a good singer.
Yeah.
If that's her singing.
If it is her voice, I don't know.
I hate to admit that I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Me too. I don't mind it. It's okay.
I admit I love that movie. I have the soundtrack. Bob, in the movie Maniac, that scene with Elijah Wood and he cuts the woman's ankle, I still can't watch that. I always turn away.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes in movies that'll make me do it. It's the one where Gage does it to Herman Munster in the original Pet Sematary. Home Alone, when Daniel Stern puts his foot down right on that nail.
Ooh.
Those are all movies where I just kind of clench and just, oh man, yeah, now I'm going to have to watch the movie again.
All right, so yeah, I was thinking like what Logan just said, like our favorite final girls, and then like maybe underrated final girls or something.
Oh, I got one that could be possibly an overrated, if that's tolerated. Sydney from Scream. I'm sorry, just the most overrated final girl. She didn't fight anything. It was her boyfriend. Then it was this guy. Like, she didn't.
Yeah, she's weak.
Yeah, it was damsel in distress. She wasn't tough. She wasn't anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I hated the fact that she was the final girl. Like, I'd love to have Dewey be the final girl. Like, Dewey at least did something.
Hey.
Is this the David Arquette obsession again?
Yeah, it's my David Arquette obsession.
Yeah, I just rewatching the Scream movies. They don't hold up, and I thought she was pretty weak character, anyways.
But I'm just a sucker for Wes Craven. I know they're not great movies, but I like them.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the Ready or Not guys will do with it. See what
me
how
too.
they'll reinvigorate the franchise.
And they're all
or not.
coming back, right?
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard made sure he made a big point to say, like, they never really said I was dead in the movie. Like, well,
Yeah.
cut out a lot, but yeah, that's a good point. We didn't.
Stew.
But a 90s fatback
We get the
TV
TV
fell
drop
on
on
his
his
face. Yeah.
I've had stuff fall on me. I don't know if a TV would be the one to do it.
A big TV.
Yeah, they were heavy back then.
And now it's just like a flat screen that weighs like 2 pounds. It would do nothing.
Boom, all right. Boom.
That did nothing. Still alive.
What
I
if they
got,
made Sydney the killer?
Kyle, good.
Oh no, I was saying, what if they made Sydney the killer just to throw us off?
I'd love it.
I think
Even
that'd be
though I
cool.
still think Dewey's the killer over all of it. Think about it. He's always there.
But yeah, so my choices for my favorite final girl is Alice from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
I like her. She's awesome. She was in Dream Warriors and Dream Child, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, she's really good.
I liked Daniel Harris in Halloween 5. I mean, like, I don't know if we could consider her a final girl, but I mean, in a
Final
way.
little girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
she was a
exactly.
girl.
Like, she was
Yeah.
more of a target. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Nancy. I mean, the quintessential. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be my picks. Is probably Jamie Lee and Heather Langenkamp
yeah.
for favorite final girls.
Yeah.
But at the
Laurie
same time, I
Strode.
feel like if you put in Wikipedia final girls, you would get those two right off the bat. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, they're the
Laurie Strode's pretty badass. I mean, she
Oh, of course.
Just put yourself in her situation. She's just a babysitter, this maniacal guy in this shape of, this mask without expression, just hunting her, and she's got to pull down the hanger and fashion a weapon out of it, and stabs him in the eye, and then ends up, and she's still around in the franchise, even though she's died. And whatever it was, Resurrection, I think she died.
Oh yeah,
it was the worst.
But then she came back eventually. But yeah, I'd pick Laurie Strode as the best. I thought Samara Weaving was good in Ready or Not. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
But I don't know if that would count as a final girl or not. But
I think so.
Throw her in a movie. Yeah.
Then also I like the girl from The Hunt. I don't know the actress's name right now, but that movie was so good, and her going against everybody, like I just honestly just love that movie anyway. But like for her to come out, she was a badass too.
Yeah, she was.
For me, my favorite final girl is Nancy from A Nightmare on Elm Street. And then as far as underrated, I actually thought about this one. That's a hard one. I'm gonna go with Aaron from You're Next. I think that's
hell yeah.
That's a good one. I forgot about her.
Mm-hmm. Sharni Vincent, that's the actress's name now. Mm-hmm. I love that movie. I have like 3 posters of it that I got from the theater a few years ago.
I don't know if this one well, it should qualify. Wait, I can't remember if it was the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. That was a girl who ended that whole movie, wasn't it? Was it a girl and a dog, or was it the guy and the dog?
The guy, the
That's
husband.
right.
Yeah, the wife died.
And then the sister-in-law died.
Yeah, it was just like the husband and the baby, I think.
Yeah, and then in the second one they had. The second one was terrible, but trying to think. I didn't even think of Ready or Not. Like that was a perfect choice too.
Yeah, it's a good choice. I like that movie.
Oh, that movie's great.
Yeah,
I know, really solid. Yeah, I liked it.
I mean, Elizabeth Moss and The New Invisible Man I thought was pretty good, but I don't know if it was just a solid movie where you're sitting here going, I'd been dead about 12 times by now. Like it was like mentally abusive the whole first part, then like he's actually going to kill her in the second part. So I mean, she sort of survived twice.
Yeah, she was a good final girl.
I know we can't have 2 choices for underrated, but what about Jane Levy and Evil Dead, the reimagining one?
Yeah, she was awesome.
Hell yeah, she was really good.
When she's in that makeup and she's like underneath the floor and like she kind of lifts up the board. She was great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
performance.
Is it too late to change my choice?
Oh, what is it?
No, I'm fine. I like my choices.
I think an underrated one is Lisa from Freddy's Dead. His daughter. I thought she was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
She beats the crap out of him in that movie. She brings him back to the world. Yeah.
It's been a while since I saw those, especially the later ones. I need to rewatch those for sure.
Like, New Nightmare, you mean?
Yeah, New Nightmare.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
That one was so bad. Like
New Nightmare?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up.
But Freddy's Dead, I saw that in the theaters with the old 3D glasses.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
What about the Babadook? Does that count as a final girl? The mother?
I mean, I could see it. Same as like the girl from Midsommar.
Oh,
like,
I was about to say Florence Pugh, yeah.
That was in. Yeah, that was.
Bob's speechless.
Yeah.
That movie, man. I mean, I still, they got me thinking about it. It was like the guy on drugs. Like I don't know what happened in that movie.
I don't know. Lots of drugs.
Did you give your choice, Logan?
Yeah. Favorite underrated final girl? Let me think. Amy Steele that played Ginny in Friday the 13th Part 2. She was fucking awesome. That's one of my favorite movies in the franchise. Part 2. Yeah. Ginny. She was like a doctor. has a pitchfork at the end when Jason jumps through the window.
Oh yeah.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first one with the new set, the black set. I watched
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh, nice.
It's good.
How'd it
Have
look?
bacon.
Good?
It's gotta have
I still haven't watched
some
them.
bacon in it.
Yeah, but part 2 is one of my favorites. Amy Steele is awesome in that movie. Underrated for sure.
I like the girl in the one from I think it's part 7, the one that had telekinesis.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was good too.
She was really good. That movie I'm not as crazy about, but she was really good in it.
Yeah, that was the first one with Kane Hodder that played Jason.
Yeah.
I can't think of the actress's name, but she was really good in it.
Yeah, me neither.
Doesn't she like use her powers to like rip off his mask?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like breaks it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I like Vicky, the girl from Prom Night 2.
Oh,
Yeah. That movie I've been watching that one a lot. Like, and then she kind of just goes crazy like after there's like a turn, and then she like goes through like this weird like dream, and then she like kind of changes and she gets really crazy in that movie.
Another one I'm thinking of is Kate Siegel, which Flanagan's wife. Her in Hush. She was good and she's underrated. She's been
I need
in
to
all.
watch that. Yeah.
And she was good in, Haunted Hill House and Bly Manor.
And you
Good
could
actress.
actually consider Sarah Connor somewhat of a final girl in the first Terminator movie.
Absolutely, for sure.
This is pretty much a slasher. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slasher flick
Yeah,
for sure.
That's true. Yeah, she's. a
What about
badass.
Amy
Ripley.
Irving and Carrie?
Yeah.
she was like last
Yeah.
woman standing. I mean, I guess that would make her a final girl, but she didn't have to fight anything. She just had to be nice to the strange girl.
I'm thinking another one underrated final girl, Mikey Monroe. One of my
That's
favorite. One of
It
my
Follows.
favorite actors. Yeah, It Follows, The Guest, The Stranger. She was a final girl. And she doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, she's always good in everything I've seen her in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel like enough people talk about her. I think she's really good.
Yeah.
Independence Day 2.
Welcome
I'm
to
trying to
Earth.
make sure one just popped in my head, and I'm almost positive. Amanda Peet from the movie Identity.
Oh yeah. That was a
I
good
don't
one.
think I know that movie.
It's a
It's
Cusack.
It's John Cusack. God, who else? There's so many big names in there. Hang on, Niles, you need to watch it. That's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, let me look it up.
2003. Ray Liotta, Amanda Peet.
Takes place in a hotel, right? Or
Yeah, and
remember?
everyone has the same birthday.
You guys seen the movie The Final Girls? I don't know. I always
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
heard about it,
Yeah,
but I haven't
I
seen
haven't
it.
seen
Is
it
that
yet.
Is that worth watching? Or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun.
Okay.
I think I reviewed it a few years ago. I can't remember.
Was that another one Magnet put out, or was that like a similar studio one?
I don't know.
Because for a while, Magnet kept putting out just really odd like movies, and I remember Final Girls came out roughly when I was going into my whole Magnet thing. I didn't know if it was the same one because they put out like Big Bad Wolves and stuff, and I think that was all around the same time.
The Final Girls came out in 2015. Tisa Farmiga, Malin Ackerman. That's all.
Yeah.
It was good. Check
She's
it out.
The younger sister from the what's her name? Vera Farmiga.
Vera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's an American Horror Story.
Speaking
I
of Vera Farmiga, she could technically be a final girl from
Oh,
The
yeah.
Conjuring.
From The Conjuring. Oh,
Yeah.
an orphan. And she was an orphan.
Oh yeah. Yep. That too. Yep.
Well, she wasn't really a final girl in Bates Motel, but she was good in that.
Yeah, that's
She was the final girl.
Yeah, pretty much.
She got finalized, but
She was also the Eternal Girl. She just kind of withered. So I mean, she never technically
Yeah.
went to the ground.
right. Kind of mummified.
Mommified. Sorry. It was
Somebody
right
hurl a
there. I
pumpkin.
was like, oh, I got it.
I like Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Final
Yeah.
Destination 3. She was really good in
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
And 10
Yeah.
Cloverfield Lane too. That
Yeah, she was
really
good in that too. I like her in both. Yeah.
I agree. She's good.
She should do more horror stuff. seen her do too much horror. It's always just dramas, but she's always good in like horror.
Dexter's coming back.
Oh,
10 episodes, supposed to be coming out next year, fall next year. So I'm pretty excited for that. Huge fan of Dexter. The ending was pretty shitty, so hopefully they kind of iron that out and figure out what they're
I'm
do with
hoping
that.
this is the after dinner mint after you ate a pile of shit. The first two courses,
fake beer,
right?
all shitty. Yeah, it was bad.
It's all
So
fake.
bad.
Yeah. So
How
yeah,
good
I'm
if he
pretty excited.
wakes
They
up
must
and
have
it's
a
all
good
just a
story.
fever dream, and he's actually like an ad executive in Jersey.
Right.
He was sick this whole
It's actually a
time.
new season of Mad Men. Michael C. Hall said, the only way he'd do anymore is if they had, obviously solid material. So I wonder what they're going to lure him back with. Like, I wonder what the arc is going to be. Like, are somebody going to finally try to catch up, like Law catch up to him, or I don't know where they're going to go.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember much because it's been a while since I
I'm
watched
trying to
it.
think of what happened. Deb's dead. Is Deb
Yeah.
dead? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Deb's dead.
There was like
Yeah.
a huge hurricane in the last season, if I
Yeah.
remember, and he ends up in the mountains. He's a mountain man.
He
or
was a
something.
lumberjack.
Lumberjack. There you go.
And he gave
Yeah.
up his kids.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "Hey, you can follow more treadmills or something." Because he
Yeah,
could
the-
on that treadmill.
The only thing I can think of is they track him down.
Yeah.
They find out where he's at and try to put him away.
Maybe,
Yeah.
or maybe he's like escaped and nobody's really looking for him anymore, so he just starts to do it again or something and
That too.
starts killing again. I don't know. Yeah, I know.
He finds his dark passenger.
Yeah.
Or he's just killing hobos in Alaska.
Yeah, he's just going to a lot of boat parties on his boat out. Just kills whoever he comes in contact with.
It's the first episode he gets mauled alive by a grizzly bear. It ends. That's it. He just dies.
Well, if I remember correctly, in the book, Rita's son starts to show signs that Dexter did as a child. And so, like, Dexter sort of has to reel him in and sort of, like, show him the way, like, Harry did to him. I wonder if this isn't, like, his kid starts showing, that Harry now is starting to show, or Harrison, I should say. Harrison did all that.
Yeah.
So
That's a possibility. Yeah, that would make sense.
I think that would be fun.
Although they kind of did that on the show, didn't they? Like him taking somebody under his wing. But I mean, it would be different since it's a son. But I feel like there's already a storyline where somebody was like, "Yeah, I know who you are, now show me how to do it." I think it's already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
It
serial
would be
killer.
different, obviously, with this son. But yeah, I could see that too. Yeah, but I'm excited. It'll be cool to see him back. Hopefully they fix what they got wrong in the last season.
And
Ended a
thankfully,
little
I mean,
better.
like, pretty much everyone's gone. You know what I mean? Like, Deb was a terrible character. Like, plus it's his ex-wife, so that can't be pleasant. It was a really weird divorce.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
I'm sorry, they screwed with me as soon as they're like, hey, guess what? She loves him. Like, what? Well, they're not really siblings. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Jeez, yeah.
That's still
That was a
gross
long
as hell.
You guys want to talk about maybe if you could write, direct, produce an original horror movie, what would it be?
The one I want to write a movie called 2020 and end it when it's supposed to end. I don't care who produces, who stars. I just want there to be credits at some point soon.
Yeah, this year's a real fucking horror movie.
We all thought 2012 was going to be the bad one.
Yeah. Just writing about this year. No shit.
A24 presents 2020.
Yeah. Totally. I could totally see that. Directed by Robert Eggers. For original movie, I'd write is probably my two favorite genres, horror and organized crime. Probably, something about the mob, a member of the mob family, mafia, ends up snapping out and starts killing people with like a mask on or something. I think that'd be cool.
That's cool.
Mixing my favorite genres. Horror and organized crime in one.
I'd watch it.
Yeah. That'd be my
for
idea.
sure.
I've never seen it that I can think of.
No, even to put it back in that time period would be something you haven't really seen.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, put it in the 20s Prohibition time. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Totally.
Scored by Hans Zimmer.
like a lower guy on the totem pole, like the boss pisses him off and he just fucking snaps out and starts killing people. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Scorsese meets John Carpenter.
There you go.
That's my.
Let's see. Oh yeah, so I was thinking aliens come to Earth and they abduct a guy who's possessed by like a demon, and they bring him back onto the ship.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's like reverse aliens.
Yeah, reverse aliens. Yeah.
That's actually
That's
really nice. I would like to see that.
That's a good idea.
I actually wrote like a IMDb synopsis, so let me see where I put it.
Oh, dude, I'm so in.
All right, Jordan Peele and Blumhouse and A24 present The Voyage. It's a Thanksgiving feast over at the Johnsons' country estate. It's a holiday it's a good holiday until one of the family members heavily brings up politics and has opposing views with his liberal family. Suddenly, 4 robbers break into the house wearing pilgrim masks and Reservoir Dogs suits and unleash anarchy on the family. They are there to keep the traditions of old America, the spirit of Christopher Columbus alive, and one of the family members is responsible for their arrival. But which one is it? So like think You're Next meets Get Out meets The Purge. And it would be with Brian Tyree Henry, Lakeith Stanfield, Zazie Beetz, like a reunion, Mikey Monroe, Jane Levy, Octavia Spencer, and J.K. Simmons, just for the hell of it.
Let's pitch it.
Yeah, let's pitch that.
Call them up.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Then your tagline could be "Who's getting stuffed tonight?"
You know, I could totally see A24 doing something like that. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, you put some thought into that for sure. I was just trying to think of scenarios in mind. I'm like, where haven't we really seen a horror before? But yeah, yours is definitely better. But I was just thinking maybe something with Area 51, like something happens there where sort of, I don't know, some sort of not an infection, but not even zombies, but maybe something evil happens there and some of the secrets start leaking out and it just causes chaos around the world. It's like starts there and it involves aliens and all that sort of stuff. So maybe something like that, or maybe something that happens like in government, like, you know, somebody killing within government, and then they just start taking out all these people, all these Congress people, all these people in the big political circles, and it's a big murder mystery. And it turns out it's one of the politicians. It's like a big name, but you don't find out until the end.
That's actually a good idea. And Henry, I have something to make your movie even better. Joe Pesci goes to Area 51.
Hell yeah. Yes, I'm down. With a baseball bat. Where are you, you little pricks?
You stuttering, muttering prick.
What's that movie where he beats Don Rickles up with the phone?
Casino, right?
Casino, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He just snaps out.
Watch him snap on some people. Yeah, I'm down. I don't know. I just kind of winged those both off the top of my head. I was just trying to think of something I haven't seen before. But yeah.
Yeah, I made it to Area 51 gate in Nevada. We drove out there one day, in the middle of the fucking desert, dude. It's scary out there. It's so quiet. And if you go up to the gate, it says there's a sign that says if you drive in, you'll get shot. So we like turned around.
Bye.
Yeah, it was cool though. Like it's middle of nowhere. It's weird out there. There's something weird in the air, and perfect place for a horror movie.
Oh yeah. I just want to see another good original slasher movie, really, like, or even like take me back to Crystal Lake somehow. Just give me a good something to
Look
take
forward
us back to the '80s slashers. Yeah.
I think they should do like a slasher movie in the 90s.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, they didn't really. Yeah, we don't really have too much. Scream. That's about it.
Urban Legends, and I know what you did last summer, but those don't count.
Even Valentine, and I think that's early 2000. But even at that, they put a stupid mask on it. And
right.
No,
Speaking of, I know what you did last summer has a show coming out. They just announced today. Before I forget,
Sorry
Amazon,
to hear that.
I guess. Yeah, Amazon's going to do a series based on it. Yeah,
but why?
I know.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah,
Although, let's be honest, that's the best scene in that movie. Just the aerial shot they decided to go with.
Right.
Bob, what are you implying there, Bob? What are you trying to say?
I love Freddie Prinze Jr.'s bald spot at 20. You only saw the aerial.
Right. He was 55. Ryan Phillippe's perfectly coiffed, like blonde, bleach blonde hair, looking up at the camera. What's she screaming at? Where is the killer? Up in the sky?
Good. They just needed to let it end, though. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't need a sequel.
No.
Yeah.
Black. Remember Jack Black was in I Know What You Did last summer too?
Yeah, he was the stoner.
He was the Jamaican stoner, yeah.
Yeah, the dreads.
That's funny.
Yep. He was all young. But yeah, a TV show that sucks. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care.
And
You know, I always wanted a movie, and it's not an original by any means, but I always wanted a movie. It's from a Twilight Zone episode with the kid who can just wish things in his head, doesn't even have to speak it, and shit'll happen. Remember that one where, like, all of a sudden, like, you had to be nice to him, otherwise, like, he would, like, just think, and boom, he'd be this. I always thought it'd be cool to have a kid be just, like, the worst individual in the world. You know, just in, like, you have to abide by, you know what I mean? Maybe it's the fact that I'm a dad and I'm just like, fucking sometimes these kids. But, like, I always wanted a kid to be the main, like, think problem child, only serious. You know what I mean? Like that, I always thought that'd be interesting because no one suspects the kid. I wish we had more Hitchcock movies, the ones where the viewer does all the work. I mean, let's face it, Rear Window, you scared yourself. Psycho, you scared yourself, you know?
Yeah. He left a lot for the imagination, yeah. It was fun to...
Like, that's why I think a lot of movies, like, none of them scare me anymore, but, like, like the Jordan Peele movies are fantastic because I didn't see it coming. But, like, I like the movies that really just more psychological thrillers, you know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like The Village, I thought The Village was fantastic. Not a lot of people were into it. I thought that movie was great.
love that movie.
And we didn't have to see a lot of blood or guts or anything, just the fear out there. I liked that.
I always thought it would be interesting if Christopher Nolan tried to do a horror movie.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Kubrick. Be very psychological.
Yeah.
It would start at the end or the beginning. We didn't know.
Because I remember when they announced Doctor Sleep, and I'm like, Christopher Nolan would be like almost perfect for it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that again. My buddy gave me the digital code, and I hadn't watched it yet. So I watched it, and I was like, oh, there's an extended cut. And I guess there's only like 20 minutes additional or 10. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. I'll watch more of that again, yeah. Like, as much as I love the Rob Zombie movies, like House of Thousand Corpses was fantastic. Devil's Rejects was fantastic. The third one, Three from Hell, wasn't really good. I mean, it was okay.
Well, that movie had a lot of problems with like Sid Haig and like.
Oh yeah, you can tell Sid's sick in that movie too. Like they had to rewrite that script really, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But his Halloween was kick-ass. The first
one, about 31 because I like that movie.
Oh, 31 was interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a fan who's making horror movies, which is great. Like he loves a certain genre, and you can tell by the way he makes movies. Oh, I wish there was just more stuff out there that would like kind of take you by surprise. But no, your guys' ideas were actually really good. I want to see a Medea, like a Tyler Perry Presents action movie, just not a little better than their Lee Child's book or what they do. They didn't do Reacher, they did Alex Cross, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perry did Alex Cross. Oh, he always seems he's got a good mind for drama. I always wondered what else he could do, and try not to be silly with it with like the Medea Halloween. Like he's got such a good mind, and he's lived such an interesting life. I'd love his interpretation on a lot of things.
I think he's made horror movies. Like he did Acrimony. Is that on Netflix? Is that a horror movie?
I'll be honest. I never even.
I saw that movie. It counts. I think it technically counts as a horror movie. Technically, I thought of an idea for a horror movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just came to me. I think a slasher maybe set in like a comedy club. Like I don't know, like kind of like a Judd Apatow thing, but like with horror in it.
That would be crazy. Yeah, comedy and horror mixture.
Yeah.
I can see something like that. Yeah, like you stab someone and then make a joke afterwards.
Something like that. Like you kill Hitler.
Get it out.
You bleed more than your sister.
Oh.
And it would be directed by Tyler Perry.
We'll all get what we want.
Oh, that's an interesting idea, yeah.
Yeah,
The comedy killer or something.
something like that. He'd like kill hecklers or like other comedians.
He
or
killed
something.
it on stage tonight.
Yeah.
I live in Florida, so every day is pretty much a horror movie.
Yeah, that is accurate.
Florida man was
Or the man should be like Jason Voorhees, just be like a guy you can't be stopped.
That's funny. So I live in Crystal Lake, and the amount of time people have Camp Crystal Lake stuff on their house year round is just kind of fun. Like,
that is fun.
there's a camp around here, but it's a couple towns over. But it looks just like what Camp Crystal Lake looked like. It's been sold to a church group now, but like it would
What are
be
you talking
little
about?
patches. Huh?
What are you talking about?
There's a place called Camp Algonquin, and it was all heavily wooded little areas, and there was like it was totally ready for a little murdering spree. Whereas meanwhile, I'm in Crystal Lake in the woods, like I go in my backyard, and there's trees all over the place. And long story short, I think I live down the street from a cult. You know, people who have those who start like non-denominational churches.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who made it and is the head pastor, he has this huge house down the road, and then he built another house on his property for his parents to live in, and then the other pastor at the church, he has a house right here, and behind there, in between their houses, there's an old house, and apparently a guy died there. This was before I moved here. A guy died there, and the house burnt down. And the church bought it for pennies on the dollar, and now there's like a $500,000 house there, and they use the driveway, and it looks like a cul-de-sac. And dude, it's like Handmaid's Tale over there. So I smile, I wave, and I make sure they know I'm nice.
They're gonna come to your door. Join us, Bob. Be one of us.
They literally said when we moved in, look, I know sometimes you can be nice, don't convert. That's all right. If they didn't want to convert me, they should stop playing with really cool toys outside. I got these little different ATVs, and there's a motor bike that looks like a scooter, but it's hauling ass like 40 miles an hour down the street. I want to play with that toy. That's how they're going to get me. They're going to have a cool toy.
Yeah. Well, that about wraps it up for the first ever Cinephellas Halloween podcast, episode 92. Thank you all for joining us, and hopefully you had a good time with this podcast tonight, and hopefully you all stay safe trick-or-treating at home. And this is the Cinephellas boys signing out. Until the next podcast. Cheers! Man, those masked ghouls.